Spencer Rattler on track to be the Week 1 starter for the New Orleans Saints. Ladies and gentlemen, all right, here we are. Happy Friday. TGIF OTF, if you know what I'm saying. New Orleans.football is the backdrop. Kellen Moore went ahead and named Spencer Rattler the starter for the third preseason game against the Denver Broncos. Reminder, game's on Saturday, not Sunday. I get tricked as well, okay? Random Saturday preseason game, you love to see it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that, we saw this coming or we predicted this, or if you watched this channel, you would have known this was going to happen 2 weeks ago, but all that is true. All right. Kellen Moore naming Spencer Rattler the starter for the third preseason game is Kellen Moore naming Spencer Rattler the de facto starter for Week 1 of the regular season, unless it's his last chance. Unless Rattler is horrible and Shough is really good. If Spencer Rattler is really bad and Tyler Shough is really good, then they could easily flip this thing to Week 1. But if everything stays the same, the starter of this game is going to be the starter of Week 1. That's just how it's going to be. Makes the most sense. It has made the most sense for a while now.
Kellen Moore named his starter for the preseason finale, and I think that means that they're at least getting closer to naming their starting quarterback for Week 1. This video is presented by Matt Bowers Auto Group. If you're in the market for a new car, make sure you check out Matt.
Big ups.
So Spencer Rattler is going to start this weekend against the Denver Broncos, and Kellen Moore said that, hey, look, this isn't the decision for Week 1 in the season, but I think we can reasonably assume that this is the dress rehearsal for the Week 1 opener against the Arizona Cardinals, and if everything goes well, if Rattler lands the plane, he probably will be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, and it makes sense, this all makes perfect sense from Kellen's standpoint, because if you're Kellen, and let's say you outright name Rattler the starter for Week 1, right? You come out and say he's the starter for Week 1, and then he comes out there in preseason game 3 and throws 4 interceptions. Well, what do you do now? All right, so this is just him giving himself options and just giving himself the ability to pivot if needed. So I'm not surprised at all that they're taking this approach and they're not putting the eggs before the horse. There's no reason to. And I even these little decisions I love to see from the coaching staff, because it just shows that they're thinking this long term. They're weighing all the options. I'm so happy to see that it's played out this way, because it is the most logical way to do it. And in today's NFL, logic and common sense and analytics and game theory and these little decision points, they're so important. And I think he's navigated this beautifully.
For that game. The other starters are going to play in this game. I think that means we're going to see Eric McCoy and Alvin Kamara and a bunch of these other guys that we haven't seen play so far. Moore said everybody that's healthy will be out there, so it'll kind of be all hands on deck.
Yeah.
And again, this is the dress rehearsal for the beginning of the season. So
totally aside from this specific moment, but this also kind of tells you what Kellen Moore is going to do moving forward, how he's going to approach preseason. You can look at it next year, the year after, or whatever, but he's going to treat this third game as a dress rehearsal. He's going to have the starters play sparingly, the rookies play pretty heavily, and then at the third game, he's going to have this dress rehearsal with all the starters. So next year, we won't have is Eric McCoy going to play in Week 2? Is Alvin Kamara going to play in Week 1? Is Chris Olave going to play? We know now kind of the plan.
That little bit of wiggle room there, I think, is smart to leave just in case something goes super sideways. You don't have to change course and all that stuff, and this gives you one last opportunity to change your mind. But I think this is a very, very strong indication that this thing is about 98% done. And if you get out of there, the series or 2 or whatever they're going to do, you get out of there without a disaster, I think the job is going to be Rattler's in.
I think Rattler's going to play. I think the quarterback part of this will be the same as we've seen. I think Rattler will play the first half, and Shough will play the entire second half, and Shough could come in a 2-minute warning at the end of the first half or some situation like that. Could see that happening, but I don't think it's going to be like Rattler plays 2 series with the starters and comes out. I think he'll have some time out there because he does need those reps, and he does still need to work out some of the just as a young player. So I think the quarterback thing will look pretty similar to how it's looked the last couple of weeks.
I think it makes sense. I think it's been probably trending that direction
Yeah.
for most of the offseason. I think Shough kept getting better and better and better and better throughout this process. And I think he actually got it kind of close. But it makes sense to start with Rattler, give him a chance to start the season. I think those first 5 weeks of the season are really tough. Add New York in there with that pass rush as a week 5 opponent. And it makes sense to go this direction and start out here and evaluate and see how it looks from there. But you got to get through the finish line. But I think the stage is set for Rattler to be the Saints starting quarterback this year.
Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense. And that's why we've kind of talked about where it's like it's less about the stats and the completion percentage and it's more about just this overarching makes sense, what's best for everybody, what's best for the team, what's best for the coaches, what's best for the front office, what's best for Shough, what's best for Rattler. All of that equals what we have seen. All of that equals they have exactly equal play for the first 2 games. Third game, they'll probably do the same thing. Rattler, the incumbent starter, has proven, okay, he's got a chance to start, roll him out there. Shough has proven, needs some time to develop. Cool. No problem. So that's where we are. Now, I keep saying this because it's important to remember as well. This is not, have a parade for Spencer Rattler. This is not build the statue. All this means is he's taking the first snaps in week 1. That's it. That's nothing to be proud of. That's nothing to celebrate. What is something to celebrate is if he holds on to the job. What is something to celebrate is if he's good. We can do all the rat daddy and we can do all the snake emojis. We can do all the whatever we want to. But if he goes out there and he, is 13 for 22 with 2 picks, no touchdowns for 117 yards, and all of a sudden the Saints are 0-3, it's time to go to Shough. So this is the first domino in a lot of dominoes. And it's just building the foundation for the New Orleans Saints moving forward. Speaking of building a foundation, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show the hats. The new freaking hats. Yesterday, I think, we teased the hat. I'm wearing the hat. There are 2 styles, 4 options. They will be on the store ASAP. I might try and get them up today. If they do go up today, it'll be with just like a, basically a placeholder photo. And then I got to get some actual like mock-up professional photos done to put on the site. These hats are, y'all know I wear hats in almost every video. I'm a hat guy. These hats are badass. Straight up. Like these hats are incredible. This one is awesome. Like it fits good. It feels good. I made sure to pick the hat, like the brand of hat, style of hat that I already own. So I would know how it fit, and I would like it. This is the Richardson 112, which is, if you have a Richardson hat, a Trucker Richardson hat, the hat is like their staple hat. All right, so I'm going to show you these. This is part of our season drop. So we already did the shirts. The shirts were like the summer drop. It's kind of fun, vintage, fun little summer shirt. We have 2 designs of shirts coming. One is a black shirt. A lot of people have been asking for that. One is a dark heathered gray shirt. Both of those are football / Saints / whatever centric. So are these. All right, so let's show the hat. All right. So first up, we've got the hat I'm wearing, which is the white Skrmetta on the front, rope hat, the Richardson 112 right there. Boom. It's a trucker snapback. All the hats are snapbacks. I like the snapbacks over any of the other closures. So that's what the back looks like. Fits awesome. Feels good. Fits great. And then I like with all of the designs to have like a subliminal meaning. The subliminal meaning of this one, can anyone guess? That here we are no filter. All right. I mean, are we on a different level? Or are we on a different level? So no filter is what this hat's going to be called. There you go. The Saints gold, and then the black rope white hat. You also have this option in black. There you go. So if you don't like white hats, I know a lot of people for some reason don't like white hats. I used to be like that too. Kind of the same with white shoes. But once you start wearing them, you love them. This is a different brand though. This is Otto. I have a few Otto hats. They're awesome. Exact same feel as the Richardson. It's none of the foam stuff or whatever. Trucker, black rope, and then the same patch, snapback closure. So 2 options of the no filter hats, the black and the white. These are great. I'm telling you, these are, I mean, unbelievable. All right. Then we've got these hitters. Boom. More of a dad hat style. Very similar to some of my dad hats that I wear. More of a relaxed style. It's like the canvas or the twill hat or whatever. Again, snapback enclosure. On the front, you've got my logo. Boom. Skrmetta. The logo, the microphone, fleur-de-lis logo, and then face of the franchise in black. This one also awesome hat. Very nice stuff. This is a Richardson 65S. So another Richardson hat, which means they're super high quality. I didn't want garbage-ass quality hats, so I made sure to go with brands that I liked. Okay, so you got that one. Great hat. And then you also have the option, boom, you guessed it, in black. Same exact design. Skrmetta, the shield, face of the franchise in gold on the black. These are both the same brand. So these are both Richardson 65S's, just different colors. So you've got black hat, gold letter, white hat, black letter. Just amazing. So I'm going to get these on the store ASAP, and then we'll be ready to ship them out. So be on the lookout for that. I would guess today. I would guess Friday we're going to have them up. I'm just going to take pictures of them, just get them up there, just get them out and about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the support. I'll be at the game Saturday. If you are at the game and see me, say what's up. The last game, handful of people said what's up to the Superstar, and I really appreciate it. So it's always cool to see viewers and all that stuff. And yeah, so there you go. Thank you very much for watching. Happy Friday. Buy a hat, buy a shirt, buy a mug. Oh, yeah. We still have shirts, still have mugs. So if you want a mug or a shirt and a hat, this is your time to do it, because remember, $50 or more gets you free shipping. All right. And then shirts, they are going to be here before the first game. I know that. I want to say the first week of September, maybe even earlier. But when the shirts arrive, I'll let y'all know. Okay. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you in the next video.